Hi, if you're new here, my name is Jasmine and I am passionate about saving families money on food without compromising health. So today we're going to be making Swedish meatballs and I'm so excited because this is one of my family's favorite meals. Okay, so we're going to start off with some ground beef. I just have this organic kind from Aldi, which is great. Please utilize Aldi. Aldi is like, you can get great quality food for really cheap. You just gotta be careful because some things are kind of disgusting, but most of it, 9 out of 10. I've got some plain breadcrumbs here. I got these from Target. These have lasted a while because I don't use breadcrumbs that often. I have some jasmine rice that we're gonna cook up later to go with the meatballs. And I have like a ton of seasonings here. Honestly, it's just up to your discretion, whatever you like to use. So I've got my family's favorites right here. So we're gonna use some more things to make the sauce for the Swedish meatballs and all of that. But for right now, we're gonna just start off. Oh, I forgot our eggs. Eggs for mixing up our meatballs together and combining it all and making sure it stays together when we cook them in the oven. But so we're gonna start with all this and I'll show you more as we keep going later on. Okay, so we have our ground beef in our bowl that we're gonna use to mix up with. I am going to eyeball the amount of breadcrumbs that I use because I am not a huge measurer. So I'm just gonna eyeball it according to the amount of ground beef that I have. I only have one package in here, so I don't know, a few shakes. And then I am going to put in 1 egg. If I need another one, I'll add another one later. So I'm gonna put in 1 egg right here. And then I'm gonna add in all of my seasoning. So I'm going in with some salt. That is plenty of salt. Some pepper. Some onion powder. Some garlic powder. Applewood rub. This is delicious. 10 out of 10, highly recommend. And my favorite, which is not healthy, I don't use this all the time. In fact, I very rarely use this, but I'm using it today because it's gonna make it 10 out of 10 delicious. Sometimes you have to have deliciousness for a little less health, and that's okay. But I'm gonna use ranch seasoning. Now I do have one from Trader Joe's that I think might be a little bit better for you, so you can use that one as well. But I think the taste of this one is like 20 times better. So I'm gonna go in with a little bit of ranch seasoning. All right. Now we're gonna mix this all together and I'm gonna put on some gloves. I don't normally put on gloves because meat doesn't really freak me out. However, this meat is cold because I literally just pulled it out of the fridge. And so this is gonna help act as a barrier so that I hopefully don't make my hands too cold. Okay, so I'm just going in and I'm just mixing all of this together. Just using my hands, mixing in the egg together with everything. Gloves are such a game changer when you're mixing things together that are cold and less mess. These meatballs smell so good. Okay, so now that these are all mixed together, I'm going to combine these into meatball size balls, and I'm just gonna leave them back in and I'm just gonna leave them back in the bowl. I'm just gonna mix them up and then leave them in the bowl so that when I go to cook them, all I have to do is just a quick transfer into my pan and it'll be quick and easy. I like to do my meatballs a little bit on the smaller side because giant meatballs are not fun to eat. If you know, you know. As far as sizing goes, I would say just over a tablespoon of raw meat will be perfect for meatball size. So now I have all of the meatballs that are made and ready to go, and I am going to put them on the stove on like a medium heat, and I'll probably just do it until the outsides are browned, and then we're gonna go ahead and stick them in the oven. While my meatballs are cooking on the stove, I'm gonna go ahead and cook up my rice. I am gonna cook this according to the package. There's no special way to do this. You can use water, you can use bone broth, you can use whatever you want. Bone broth is definitely gonna give you some more added nutrients and protein and collagen, which is absolutely delicious, and I love to make it that way. However, I am kind of in a hurry today, so we're just gonna use plain old water, and that'll be good enough. So. Okay, once your meatballs are nice and browned, you are going to stick them in the oven. I have my oven on 375, and I'll probably put them in there for 7 to 10 minutes. I kind of just gauge it. Again, I don't normally go by regular times or anything. I just eyeball the whole thing. So just keep an eye on it. Don't let it burn. Make sure it's cooked. That's kind of all I'm doing. I'm browning them. As soon as I'm done browning them, I'm sticking them in 375 for a little bit of time, not too long. Now that our meatballs are out of the oven, I did 375 for about 7 minutes. We're gonna make our gravy out of meatball juice. That's what I like to call it, meatball juice. I think it's technically called drippings. I call it meatball juice. Okay, so we're gonna add some flour. Again, I just eyeball this, probably a little less than a tablespoon. a couple teaspoons, something like that. Just a little bit of flour to thicken it up. Some heavy whipping cream so that it gets all nice and creamy and delicious. And then all the seasonings, I'm using most of the same ones all over again. So except the applewood one, I'm using pretty much everything except applewood and pepper. And I'm gonna mix that all together and make a delicious gravy. And there you have it, delicious Swedish meatballs, a perfect weeknight meal that is super easy and quick for those nights where you just need something going. Let me know if you like this recipe and leave some more in the comments down below and I'll try to make them for you guys.